What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this was a requested video from one of my subscribers who wanted me to do a comparison video between Joel Embiid and Anthony Davis as to who was better. And obviously, with these types of questions, it just really depends on with players of this caliber. It depends. I think it almost depends on your preference. I did see that they have played 8 games against each other in their careers. And in those 8 games, Anthony Davis has averaged 23 points, 12 rebounds, and 2 blocks per game, whereas Joel Embiid has averaged 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists per game in those 8 contests. However, Joel Embiid and his team has been victorious over Anthony Davis's teams, whether it's the Pelicans or Lakers, 7 out of 8 games. So that's quite a domination as far as team success over Anthony Davis. This is difficult to say, man. You know, look. With Anthony Davis, of course, he has a championship back in the bubble. The quote-unquote in-season tournament championship, which I really don't put too much stock in, but he has that. He's a 9-time All-Star Game MVP back in 2017. I think he had 53 points in that game, which was at the time an All-Star record. 4-time All-NBA First Teamer, 2-time NBA All-Defensive First Team, 2-time NBA All-Defensive Second Team, led the league in blocks 3 times in his career. He was on the All-Rookie First Team. He's on the 75th Anniversary Team, which some people think he shouldn't be on there already, but the rest of the stuff is college, so I'm not going to delve into that too much. He has an Olympic gold medal. He won it in London back in 2012 when he was a pup. I think he was a rookie that year. And he won the gold medal in the World Cup in Spain in 2014. And as far as Joel Embiid is concerned, won the MVP award last year. He's a 7-time All-Star. Was an All-NBA First Team last year, excuse me. 4 times All-NBA Second Team. 3 times All-NBA Defensive Second Team. 2-time Scoring Champion. Probably would have been 3-time had he not got hurt this year. NBA All-Rookie First Team in 2017. So his resume is great, but not quite as extensive as Anthony Davis's, in my opinion. Although the MVP award does help, most definitely. All right, so both are super dominating players. I would say AD is the slightly superior rebounder and a slightly superior defender. Both are known for their skills. I would say at one point, and this was like 5 years ago, I would have said AD was the guy with the superior range and outside shooting, but now I would say that's actually Embiid. Embiid has become the more consistent three-point shooter. At one point, AD was a pretty good three-point shooter, but since 2020, he takes fewer outside shots, and as a result of that, his field goal percentage is much higher because more and more his points come in the paint. But when he does shoot from outside, he's becoming more inconsistent. I'm talking about Anthony Davis. Joel Embiid's become a deadly mid-range shooter. I mean, deadly. I mean, when he gets it going, he's pretty much unstoppable. And like I said, he's a pretty good three-point shooter at this point in his career, especially for a big man. He's a little bit slower in his movements than Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, when he was with the Pelicans, relied more on his athleticism. Anthony Davis, to me at least, you can see he's filled out a bit, so he's not quite as explosive as he was in his Pelican days. But you know, Davis, I think, still relies a little bit more on his athleticism. Both of them have injury problems, though I would say as of late, Anthony Davis has tried to play through being hurt, whereas Embiid tends to have more of a. Embiid's injuries are a little bit slightly different. It's like Embiid seems like to me he wears down. Some of these injuries are flukish, the orbital breaks and all that, but some of that got to do with the fact to me, some of the reasons why I think Embiid gets hurt a little bit more often than he should is because the guy is always looking for like fouls. So he's always like getting into contact with players, trying to bait guys to foul. And if you're always like physically being aggressive with guys and always in a position where there's contact, then I think that increases your chances of getting hurt. A guy inadvertently elbowing you in the eye or whatever the case may be. I think that's part of it with Joel Embiid. The guy looks for contact. He likes to get to the foul line. He's the best in the NBA right now when he's healthy, especially at getting to the foul line. But I think that's part of it. Anthony Davis, to me, just doesn't tolerate injuries very well. Like, Anthony Davis, when he gets a little bit banged up, man, it's like a dramatic performance. Up until this year, man, the guy was almost penciled in to miss 17 to 25 games a year. But this year, I got to give to him, for the most part, AD has went out there and tried to compete. Now, some of that got to the fact that if you miss too many games, you don't get some of the awards, and I'm assuming some of the incentives that are hidden in your contract. But honestly, man, I don't know. I guess Embiid is the better, like I said, post defender. Not Embiid, excuse me. Davis is the better post defender. Davis is the better shot blocker. I would say Davis is a slightly better ball handler. Embiid is the more purposeful. If I pronounce that correctly, purposeful, scoring player. Scoring at a dominant level that we haven't seen, honestly, maybe since the days of Wilt Chamberlain. I'm just I'm really struggling to figure out who I want to put ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like, Embiid has his playoff struggles. Anthony Davis tends to be inconsistent. Maybe because of the championship, I would go ahead and because of the more accomplishments in his career, I would go ahead and give it an edge to Anthony Davis. I give an edge to him because, like, Embiid right now, obviously, he's dealing with something pretty bad, and it's already like talks of shutting him down, perhaps. So it's like this could be another wasted year, and that has to count against him after a while. So, man, now you could make the argument, well, if Embiid had LeBron on his team, he'd have won championships too. Possibly, but couldn't you also make the argument that if he was playing with LeBron, Embiid's uh, the way that Embiid plays would be different. So and it's not like Embiid hasn't played with talent around him. He has. He's played with teams that are more talented than Anthony Davis. People got to remember those Pelican teams. They weren't the greatest, the most talented teams either. Before he went to LA, and Anthony Davis had some great runs individually before he got to LA. Remember 2000? What was it? 18. The year after they got eliminated by the Warriors. Anthony Davis was tremendous that year individually. So, that's when he was averaging like 27 and 12. So, I don't know, man. I guess at the end of the day, man, it's close. I guess it's, you know what, this is going to be one of the rare videos I'm going to say, look, pick whoever you think is the best. Because I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite here. Because there's downsides to both players, and there's certain things you can point to with each player. So, I'm going to say pick a side. Because I can't. I can't.